All right, let's do some watch this bitches then. I saw a movie in the movie theater, and it's called The Big Sick. That's Kumail Nanjiani's movie. Did I say that right?
You did.
Thank you. It was very fantastic, I have to say. It's very funny. It's very heartwarming and sweet.
Did you see it in 40X?
I do not know. I don't think you want to see this one in 40X. I think just like in a normal theater is pretty good. I saw it with my wife and a friend of mine who was visiting from out of town. And Ty was at Grandma and Grandpa. So finally I was able to get out and see this movie. It's funny. You will laugh a lot. The theater, everybody was laughing throughout the movie. It's definitely one of the funniest movies I've seen in a long while.
Since Pixels.
But it's also
that's for the posters. Funniest movie I've seen since Pixels.
Right. The spiritual successor to Pixels.
That's the next thing we're going to talk about.
Right.
I would say that I didn't cry during the movie, but certainly I had tears in my eyes throughout the movie. I would say in the realm of Beauty and the Beast, I would say. I mean, people asked on Twitter like how many teardrops I would give it. I would say I produced a similar amount of water that I produced when I watched Beauty and the Beast.
So you pissed yourself.
I did not piss myself out of my eye holes. So I would highly recommend The Big Sick. It's a great date movie for sure, but it's just a great movie. I mean, usually when you see these types of like romantic comedies, rom-coms, I think they're called, they come across as very fake. That people don't really talk that way, and even if there are jokes in them, they're very forced and more often more silly than funny, like kind of like gross out or I don't know, just not clever. But this movie's very genuine in its humor, and I don't know. My friend was laughing so loud during the movie that I was actually embarrassed in the theater because like he would keep laughing after everybody else stopped laughing, and he had a very unique sounding laugh, and I really wanted to pretend that I wasn't with him, but I guess I couldn't. Anyway, that's The Big Sick. You should all go see it. It's really good. Even my parents enjoyed it. What else? Oh, the trailer for Ready Player One came out, which I know everybody's very excited about. Shipwreck saw some things that
I recognize things.
I know nothing about Ready Player One. I did watch the trailer, so I now know, I guess, the basics. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
So I feel very cold because it seems as though there's a large group of people that hate everything that has to do with this, which I didn't know about. I didn't know that there was like
the hate wasn't there before because I don't know. It wasn't in front of the mainstream, I don't think.
I'd say 95% of the people or higher who have read the book and have said something to me about the book were super duper positive about it.
Because all I saw on Twitter after the trailer was people who like that trailer are the same kind of people who think that book is literature. I'm like, what does that mean?
I mean, I tried to read the book. Do you remember? Like a long time ago, I talked about it, and I gave up very quickly because it felt like the trailer where the guy was just listing things from the 80s that I liked. And I was like,
that was a complaint about the book that people were saying, is that it's just... Now, here's what I think why I will give the movie a chance. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the guy who directed it. His name is Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
And he's a film director who's made, a lot of movies over the last, 40 plus years. Right. And some of them have been very good.
And some of those were 30 years ago.
Some of them were 30 years ago. Some of them weren't that long ago. People like that Bridge of Spies movie. The guy won an Oscar for it. He's still directing Oscar-winning movies. So he's got that going for him. I mean, he can't. I will say that Steven Spielberg has reached a place in the echelon of cinema where you have to at least give it a shot. Like wait for the movie to come out. I'm not saying it's going to be great, or I'm just saying I'm not going to prejudge what he's going to do with that material until he's actually finished doing something with that material and it's out there.
I can't believe he even understands that material.
Well, he created some of that material.
Yeah, created most of it.
I was like, he's pretty much been like there for all of it. The man was in the Blues Brothers. He was in the movie.
No, he's certainly a fine director.
Yes.
I'll probably hate watch this one like I did with Pixels. Like,
I mean, that's it though. It's like,
I need to see it.
Is it Pixels, but like with a real director or something? I don't know how this is going to work, but whatever.
I don't know. I felt like Pixels at least had a pretty straightforward vision.
The other thing though, the other thing that people keep bringing up though is that I've seen from people is Who Framed Roger Rabbit. And that it may be more like Who Framed Roger Rabbit than Pixels. Steven Spielberg produced Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
But that even like after a while it's just the characters that are in Roger Rabbit. Like there's some scenes with other stuff, but
yeah, but that scene where Donald Duck and Daffy Duck are playing dueling pianos,
sure,
is really good. And when Eddie Valiant's falling down the building, and there's Mickey Mouse and Donald and Bugs Bunny. I mean, it's all the same. That's the same thing.
This seems like so much, though.
Well,
I know. I definitely rolled my eyes as soon as right at the beginning of the trailer and Iron Giant's walking around.
No, I'm not saying it's not. I'm not saying.
I clapped.
Right.
I clapped when I saw Iron Giant.
I'm not saying it's not going to be terrible. I'm just saying I'm going to at least give it the shot to not be terrible before it comes out.
Did you see that Spielberg actually said that he wants people to sort of clap and shout out in the theater when they recognize all the stuff?
I know that, right? Is that what he wants to shout?
Yeah, something like that. It was. I forgot. I couldn't find the exact quote.
I think, I think that was him. I don't think he literally wants us to do that. Just in our heads.
I saw
maybe.
Darth Vader. He had a red lightsaber.
Yeah.
It was a Back to the Future car. Anyway, It could be very good. Who knows?
Who knows? I'm just saying, we don't know yet. I was going to ask you, Cheapy, what you think about the Flash movie being a Flashpoint movie.
Wait, what? There's a Flash movie?
Yeah, they're making a Flash movie with the movie Flash.
Okay.
And it's called Flashpoint. That's all we know about it.
That should be great. I mean, I've watched Flashpoint Paradox a few times, and I enjoy that movie. Is he like a boy in the movie? Because he looks. I saw him in the costume in a still image, and he looks very young.
He's young. He's young. Yeah.
Okay, because I showed it to Ty, and he was.
They went young, so they had no chance of facial hair on him.
Mm-hmm.
Just so that didn't have to deal with that again.
Like Captain America now. Do you see pictures of Chris Evans in the Captain America costume with the big bushy beard?
Mm-hmm.
It's what a man looks like with a shield. Bushy beard.
Wait, so this whole thing with Superman with a mustache, what is that?
He's making another movie right now, and in that movie that he's making, he needs to have a mustache, and they needed him for reshoots for Batman, Superman, and contractually, the Mission Impossible people, that's who he's making a movie with now, could just say no, but instead of saying no, they're like, fine, he can do it, but he can't get rid of this mustache because he needs it for this movie. So they're having him shoot his scenes with the mustache, and they're going to have to remove it digitally in post.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if that was a joke or what was going on. I just saw pictures of Superman.
I feel like those movies are the level of quality that he could just have a mustache in some scenes.
Right. Nobody would really.
Right.
It's a Flashpoint Superman.
It's Superman. He grows a mustache and he takes it away as he sees fit.
Because he's Superman.
Right.
Men
grow a mustache and 5 seconds.
Yeah. He just has to think about growing a mustache. Poof.
Wow. How do you think he would shave that mustache, Wombat, if he had to shave it?
He uses his heat vision into a mirror and it bounces back, and that's how he shaves his face. Everyone knows that.
Let me ask you that question in a slightly different way.
Uh-huh. Oh, I see. I didn't know we were up to that.
Well, it was a natural segue until you dropped the ball.
Yeah.